By the way, from a social standpoint of cooperation and knowing how and where the corruption variable falls in to a cynicism unto which ultimately infects itself to the point of jealousy. Um, I used to get some of the deepest, most emotional videos possible as a wedding videographer. Through chases amongst people for romance videos and loving comments from all different social avenues relating to how significant this ceremony and party truly was to them. Finding people at the core of their true emotion. But it was truly one best man speech that really got to me, really grasped the difference between envy and jealousy over ultimately the greatest, most thing necessary. The difference between envy and jealousy is good and evil. Envy is sort of a circumstance into which, in the nature of love, where you don't seek to possess the exact thing, implicating your necessitative wish to leave the person high and dry, like in the shake and bake context of the NASCAR drivers in that silly movie. But the envy his best man had for his love, being each other's partners in crime, wingmen, bar hoppers, and, just very, very good friends, led him to find and realize the critical interest for him to also not play these boyish games of getting numbers for short-term emotional situations and fun games and yada yada yada. No, he wasn't jealous. He didn't want Jesse's girlfriend. He wanted to find that. He wanted that exact same thing. He didn't want to take it. He wanted to make it. The core into which Rand's philosophies are critical. I know that gets distorted, but ultimately, before and after my circumstances, I sort of created a close kinship with my friends who happened to be Korean, South Korean, the most. And then, I don't know, I started hanging out with the kids from my restaurant. We partied, yada, yada, yada. Didn't have many Korean friends for a long time, except for one of my other close friends, his friend, Andy, who was always a very good guy. In fact, my girlfriend, Catherine, reported that when she was hitting on her at a party, I wasn't there, and he found out she was my girlfriend. He backed off immediately. It was rather bizarre. I didn't pick up on it, similar to Lisa and Nick. His girlfriend was very flirtatious with me, and I probably should have just not presented it, but we were just, I don't know, always sweet and nice to each other. But Andy was a very, very good man and thoughtful. His father owned the wings shop where South Park seemed to identify me as a chupacabra or something. And made me realize I was scaring people. Anyways, where's this going? I don't know. It's nonsense because I'm not schizophrenic. You guys are very bad at making Easter eggs and signals, and getting me to be able to prove how stupid and retarded people must be to leave Easter eggs, which is secret signs and secret signals, amongst your programming and/or movies, are real and justifiably brainwashing or signaling through secret methods unto which rationalize the true intent of the movie and or variables of personal circumstances through the creators. That being said, after the crash and I burnt all my bridges, I still had all my friends that I were close to based on their going to the same places I went to near the 7-Eleven and other situations. But the thing I like the most about, and again, this is terribly racist, um, what I found commonly in men from the Orient descendants. I'm not sure how to say this right because everyone's used everything derogatorily at this point, and it's like trying to figure out: do I say African American, Caribbean American, Black people, Black communities, the colors? Oh God, no! Don't use that one. Anyways, they don't experience jealousy like me. That's why I identify with them sort of like an Apple user does in not getting hacked by malicious malware. That's where we don't see eye to eye. People are like, well, come on my level, see me eye to eye. No, you probably shouldn't be investing in any concepts or emotional experiences which indulge jealousy. In fact, that is a self-driven pathology exploited by modern society in capitalist perspective. It should never be defended, just understood and relinquished and submitted to be expelled from your bodies. But in a world where you never know what's going to happen, I now have to be sort of prejudiced and socialize with Oriental people, especially when it comes to the idea of my soulmate becoming jealous of me in some way, shape, or form, for a lifelong certainty and decision. If anyone can't grasp the path of dark side based upon jealousy and how projecting that onto others is a critical variable, from a technological analogical standpoint, uh, the Apple's processors of the Orient can't be hacked by schemes of jealousy, most likely, in most situations, which is why I'm beneficially racist towards Oriental people and thus socialization and reasoning. It's a dog dog world out there. I gotta survive. You never know what's gonna eat you if it becomes jealous. You know what I mean?